I'm pretty sure this ranking is going to make some people mad because today I'm ranking every major East Side city from worst to best, and a few of these placements are probably not where you'd expect. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm John Hodson. I'm a local East Side realtor, born and raised in Seattle area, and now I'm raising my own family here too. Over the years, I've spent a lot of time exploring these communities, helping people move in and out of them, and seeing firsthand what everyday life is really like in each of these cities. So I started asking myself a very simple question. If I could choose anywhere on the East Side to live, where would I actually pick? Not based on hype, not based on what people say online, and not based on any one factor alone. Instead, I'm looking at the complete picture. Things like parks, commute, convenience, outdoor recreation, local amenities, affordability, and really just the overall quality of day-to-day life. Now, fair warning, this is completely my opinion. So if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments because I already know a few of these rankings are going to be controversial, especially Bellevue and Kirkland, and where I ended up placing Bothell and Woodinville. All right, let's get into it. Before we jump into number 10, I want to know what city you think is going to end up at number 1. Drop it in the comments right now and let's see who gets it right. All right, number 10, Mercer Island. Starting off with Mercer Island, and I want to be clear, this is an incredible place. The location is unbeatable. You're right between Seattle and Bellevue. The neighborhoods are beautiful, the schools are strong, and the water views are some of the best in the region. But here's my honest take. For most families, the price point is extremely hard to justify. You're paying a massive premium for location and prestige. While it's absolutely a luxury community, I don't necessarily feel like you get a dramatically better lifestyle compared to some of the other cities higher on this list. They really don't have that true downtown, and that's why Mercer Island lands at number 10. Number 9, Bellevue. This is where things are going to get controversial because Bellevue is objectively one of the most powerful cities in Washington. Huge employers, amazing restaurants, shopping, waterfront parks, everything is here. But when I look at it through the lens of raising a family, it just doesn't quite rise to the top for me personally. It's busy, it's dense, traffic is constant, and depending on the neighborhood, it can feel more urban than suburban. Now, don't get me wrong, if career growth is your top priority, Bellevue might just be your number 1 on your list. But for family lifestyle, I personally prefer other East Side cities. That's why Bellevue comes in at number 9. Number 8, Newcastle. Newcastle is one of those cities people often overlook, and honestly, it's a really nice place to live. It's quiet, it's clean, it's safe, and it has some beautiful residential neighborhoods. But whenever I talk with clients about Newcastle, the feedback is usually the same. It doesn't really have a strong identity. There's no real downtown, not a lot of activity. It's just kind of peaceful suburban living. And for some people, that's perfect. But compared to other East Side cities, it doesn't quite stand out quite as much. Number 7 is Redmond. Redmond is a city I really like. You've got great parks like Marymore, strong job centers, great access to Bellevue and Kirkland, and a lot of convenience. But over the years, Redmond has definitely become more urban and tech focused. Some people love that energy. For me personally, when I think about raising a family, I tend to prefer places with a slightly stronger neighborhood feel and less density. Still an excellent city, just not quite top tier for my personal ranking. Number 6 is Bothell. Bothell is probably one of the biggest sleeper cities on the East Side, and honestly, it has improved a ton over the last decade. If you haven't been to downtown Bothell recently, it's worth checking out. New restaurants, better walkability, and a real sense of momentum. What I like about Bothell is that it feels practical. You're close to Seattle, Bellevue, and Kirkland, and you've got great parks. There's a lot of solid family neighborhoods throughout the city, and it also tends to be a bit more attainable price-wise compared to some of the other higher ranked cities. The reason it lands at number 6 is because it doesn't quite have the same scenery or lifestyle wow factor as the cities ahead of it, but it's absolutely a great place to live and raise a family. Hey, and real quick, if you're enjoying this video and you're interested in living anywhere on the East Side, make sure you subscribe. I'm putting out new videos every week covering what it's actually like to live in Seattle and the surrounding communities, so you can make a more informed decision before you move. Number 5, Snoqualmie Ridge. Now this one is personal for me. Snoqualmie Ridge is one of those places I always enjoy spending time in. The first thing you notice is the setting. Mount Side, the Cascades, and the full Pacific Northwest backdrop. It's just beautiful. But what really stands out is the lifestyle. This is a very family-oriented community. Kids outside, people walking trails, neighborhood parks, full of activity. And one of my favorite spots is Gene Hansen Community Park. I've taken my boys there countless times, and every time it's the same thing. Kids playing, families hanging out, sports going on, and just a really good community feel. That's what Snoqualmie Ridge does well. It feels organized, safe, and very family focused. You also have that convenience factor where most of your daily needs are met. Groceries, coffee, restaurants are right there on the ridge. Now the big trade-off is the commute. If you're heading into Bellevue or Seattle 5 days a week, that drive can definitely wear on you. And you're also dealing with more weather variability out here compared to other Eastside cities. But for the right lifestyle, a lot of people think it's worth it. That's why Snoqualmie comes in at number 5. Number 4, Kirkland. All right, Kirkland. This one is also personal for me. I grew up in Kirkland. My parents still live there today. So this is a city I know incredibly well. And there's so much to love about it. The waterfront, Marina Park, Juanita Beach, the downtown core, restaurants, coffee shops, community events. It's one of the most complete cities on the entire East Side. If you had asked me 10 years ago, Kirkland probably would have been number 1 on this list. But as my life has changed and now raising kids of my own, I find myself valuing a little more space, a little more quiet, and a little more access to nature. That's really the only reason it doesn't rank higher, because Kirkland is still an incredible place to live. And if lifestyle is your priority, it absolutely deserves to be in the conversation. Number 3 is Woodinville. Now this is where things start to get really interesting, because I know a lot of people would put Kirkland ahead of Woodinville, but every time I'm in Woodinville, I'm reminded why so many families love it here. To me, this feels like the most Pacific Northwest city on the list. They've got big trees, green space, a lot of larger lots, quiet neighborhoods, and just a really slower pace of life that's getting harder to find on the east side. What I really like is that it doesn't feel overly developed or uniform. It feels natural, it feels established, and it has a lot of character. Now yes, traffic can be frustrating depending on where you live, and you're not going to have the same walkable downtown experience as places like Kirkland, but for families who want space, privacy, and a more relaxed lifestyle, Woodinville is pretty hard to beat, and that's why it lands at number 3. Number 2 is Sammamish. Now we're at my top 2, and I think a lot of people probably expected Sammamish to be here, because if your main focus is raising a family, Sammamish checks almost every box. Beautiful neighborhoods, great parks, strong community feel, and a very safe residential atmosphere. One thing I hear constantly from people who move here is how much they love the slower pace. Even though you're close to Bellevue, it often feels much farther away in the best way possible. But the reason Sammamish doesn't take the top spot, it really just comes down to balance. You don't have a true downtown. Restaurant and entertainment options are limited, and you often end up driving into other cities for more variety. Still, this is an incredible place to live and raise a family. It just narrowly misses number 1. And number 1 is Issaquah. Honestly, if you've watched my channel before, this probably isn't a surprise. Issaquah is, in my opinion, the most balanced city on the east side. You've got mountain access, trails everywhere, great parks, a real downtown, restaurants, shopping, and easy access to Bellevue. But what really makes Issaquah stand out is how everything comes together. It feels complete, not too urban, not too rural, just a really well-balanced place to live. If I were helping a family relocate to the east side and they asked me where to start their search, I'd probably point to Issaquah first. That's why it takes the top spot for me. Now, obviously, this list is completely subjective, and I'm sure some of you are already typing in the comments telling me I got something wrong, and honestly, that's the fun of it. So I want to hear from you. What do you guys think I ranked too high? What did I rank too low? And how would your list look differently? And if you're thinking about making a move anywhere on the east side, you'll see my contact info and QR code on the screen. Feel free to reach out anytime, call, text, email, whatever's easiest for you. My team and I love helping people relocate here every single week, and we'd love to help you make the right move for your situation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.